beautiful souls. Peace, peace, peace. Happy new day. Happy new and beautiful day. This is the day that we have made as a collective consciousness. So we should be glad and rejoice in it. And to set the tone of this beautiful life in positivity and in an ascensional value, we do not consent to the lower vibrational aspect of being through manipulation and deceptive, through malevolent energies and frequencies. We are rising above the deception. We have risen above the deception. We have risen above the malevolent aspect of being, the energetic malevolent aspect of being. We have arisen from this low state of being, low vibrational state of being, and we no longer consent. Oh wow, that is beautiful. You guys should see these lights that are in the sky, and they are colorful. I wish I could flip it. Let me see if it does it again. Let's see. Let's see if it does it again. I'm gonna flip it to see whether or not if it does it again. Hold on. Just my luck. It might just do it. Let's see. Let's see if it does it again. While we wait for that, Supreme Rising, I am Goddess 369. Supreme Rising. I got the camera flip, family, just in case the sky lights up again. It's lighting up this blue color, like this really blue color. And I want you guys to see it. Hopefully it does it again. I'm trying not to do the windshield wipers, but I'm gonna have to do it, you guys, because we having a lot of rain. But the sky is lighting up blue. So hopefully before I get to my destination, it'll do it again. But if not, then oh well. You know what? Let me go ahead and just turn it back around. I'm just going to turn it back around because it might not do it again. Well, I just wanted to get on here once again to send out a level of encouragement. And I also wanted to put out a different perspective this rising that came to mind. It actually came to mind because I was able yesterday to be a part of a live. And, many of us neuromelanated beings still have concern regarding the many different mentalities of species and how they operate. And I just wanted to give a brief explanation to give you something to help get us out of victim consciousness. Most people might say that it's not victim consciousness, it's a concern, right? But I want to give a different perspective to help, how can I say, to help a person understand or more quell their concern with this particular analogy, right? As I said, we still have an issue with the behaviors of certain, many different species. But I want to say this. All that is connected to source has the ability to ascend if they want to ascend through their free will, because free will cannot be violated, right? So I want people to understand this from a perspective of operating systems, right? Operating systems, to look at frequency vibrations as operating systems, the energetic value, the frequency, and the vibration. So you know how you have a computer and we call it Windows 97, Windows, whatever. I don't even know what the operating systems are anymore, but you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. So the operating systems of a computer, look at that as a frequency or a level of consciousness. So the operating system is a level of consciousness. And because there's an upgrade in consciousness, or the ability to attain more information or more knowledge, however, it changes the energetic value of the frequency, right? So as a person upgrades in an operational system, when you buy a computer, you upgrade an operational computer systems. It has the ability to do more. It has the more features and different things of that nature, right? So if looking at consciousness from that perspective, this is why I oftentimes say that everything outside of us, the phones, the computer, it is a mapping of who we are. It's really a like mockery of way. You can look at it in a good way. You can look at it in a way to say it's a way to show us who we are, because who we are is in many different facets of the artificial stance of being. So the computer system is an artificial stance of being, right? And they map the computer system off of us. So when the operational system changes, right, for us, it's the same in terms of our level of consciousness, right? So as the operational system for a computer rises, it has the ability to garner different information. As we rise in consciousness, it is the same difference. We garner a different information that with the frequency that supports it, right? So with that information and the frequency and different things of that nature that goes into the elevation or the higher aspect of being in consciousness, it garners energetically a different experience. So a lot of times what we're working on in terms of how we're seeing other energetic values, to which many people say race or what have you, but I tend to say energetic values. We're looking at the energetic value of this lower vibrational state of being, or an old operational system, right? As everything ascends energetically in vibration and frequency and in consciousness, it creates a whole nother energetic value to garner a different energetic experience, even through different species. Some of the things that I like to use as an analogy of that, and once again, let me put out my disclaimer. This is just my opinion. This is my truth. And I'm just sharing it with you guys, just to share it with you guys, to give you a different perspective for consideration. But the reason why I'm coming up with it is because I see that many of us are struggling with looking at what has been done in the past, but we have to realize that we were moving from a lower state of being. We were moving from a lower energetic value, which allowed those experiences to manifest because of the energy and the level of consciousness that we were in at that lower state of being. But as we ascend, we're going to start seeing everything that is connected to source ascend as well, right? And it's going to garner a different experience. So if you still find yourself mad from a low vibrational experience, the way I want to kind of make you see where you are energetically and in vibration, if you're still holding on to an energetic value that keeps you in a space or a lower state of being, or in that level of consciousness that was created, right, then that situation got a strong hold on your ascensional value, because we have to understand that that's an old operating system, right? That's an old operating system. So it's like you're on Windows 2010 and you using Windows 97. You still have a computer, an old antiquated computer, a Windows 97. You're still using Windows 97. When there's a whole nother ascensional value in Windows 2010 or what, I don't know Windows, but to give you an example. So you're still holding on to an old operational system that have obviously shown itself to be ascended from, right? So the expectations that you have in this, old operational system is still going to be present, because you're still using Windows 97. Right? You're still in consciousness now, moving over into the consciousness. You're still in an old or a descended level of consciousness. So those experiences, as long as we're in that energetic value, you're going to continue to have those very experiences, because once again, knowing thyself and knowing the truth of you, you are the power and the truth that the universe responds to. So if you decide to stay in an old operational system or a lower level of consciousness, then you're going to garner those experiences in that consciousness. When you raise your level of consciousness and you ascend from those energetic values that support that lower level of consciousness, then the experience from those same species or those same races will garner a new experience. The anger to have in terms of looking at people, or species or whatever the case may be, is it's built by design to keep you in a descended state of being. So if you are angry and mad and you're looking and you have, and we're going to have concerns, of course, the concerns are going to always be there. But at the same rate, when you move into an ascended value or an ascended state of being, the experience will change, right? The experience will change because now you are emitting a different vibration. And the same thing with, any other species that is connected to source. And I like to give you, I like to give like a cute analogy. It's like, turning in from a butterfly in one vibrational sense, and then moving into a higher vibration, it turns into a Tinkerbell or a fairy. And it's so interesting now. They got movies now coming out with Tinkerbell, being neuromelanated. So these are some of the things like to show you the hierarchy of energy that this deceptional or inverted experience. Remember, back in the day, you would only see Caucasian people in these roles. And now, because the frequency is changing, right? Now they have to honor the universal, as even reluctantly, they have to honor the universal aspect. And so now you're seeing a lot of neuromelanated beings in these roles, right? Because we're in a different frequency. So that frequency means that it has to honor the truth, the less of the deception, right? Because we're moving from a lower state where deception and manipulation and lies, we're moving from energetically from those spaces to garner in a higher frequency, in a higher state of being, to garner a different experience. But we still have to, move in accordance with our truth, right? The truth of us is still the ace in this whole aspect of being, because every soul has its own mission in terms of the experiences that it wants to experience, right? We are the many particles, God particles. We are the God particles, right? Our souls are the God particles. It is the God sparks. We are the God particles. So they talking about looking for the God particles. Every being that is connected to source is the God particle. We are the God particles, right? So if source itself is experiencing this through the particles of us, because we are the God particles. We are the God particles. Okay? We are the souls. So what our experience, the source is experiencing it through us. The many different particles of us is experiencing different situations or experiences all at the same time, because we are connected to source, right? And when we understand that even in the illusion of separation, we're still connected and we're having multiple experiences all at the same time. And when there is an energetic ascension, right, it ascends the oneness. It doesn't ascend a particle over here, a particle over there, because we're all connected to source. So in the ascensional value, it ascends the oneness. Okay? It ascends the oneness. When we put our minds into that aspect, it alleviates the worry about, well, how is this species going to act? If you're still moving in that level of consciousness, I am 4 weeks pregnant and I know I'm pregnant, plus my test is positive, but I don't feel pregnant. Wow. That's the thing. You have to have conversation with yourself and just talk to yourself. and tell yourself what it is that you truly want to experience, even in this experience, right? It is a beautiful thing. Hi, Mama Thrax. Hey, Supreme Rising. It's a beautiful day in Zamunda. Supreme Rising. Gratitude for you guys' presence. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you, right? I truly do. And I wanted to say this because I know that many of our newer melanated beings are struggling with the past, present, and the future in terms of how phenomelanated beings are those of a lesser hue, right? So the phenomelanated beings, their behaviors, right, and their ability to be racist and savages and animalistic in nature and different things of that nature, right? That is the idea of what we have of them. But we have to understand that through the evolution aspect of being, that garners a new frequency, right? That garners a new level of consciousness. It changes. So what we see in this old paradigm or this lower level aspect of being, it will ascend. And like I said, operational system, Windows 97 to Windows 2010, look at that as a level of consciousness. Or from an energetic value, a butterfly changing into a fairy, right? Because of the energetic values. No different from us. The metabolical structures of our being right now in this density is changing in frequency, right, to create a light body. So even now, sweetheart, you saying that you are pregnant and you don't feel because the frequency changes, right? It's changing metabolically in our being, because our cells, our being is energy. It's energy in every one of our cells. It's energy, right? It's energy in our organs. It's energy in our brain. It's energy. We are energy, vibration, and frequency, right? So when we move or ascend energetically, it changes. It changes the energetic output, or the energetic output in our being. We respond in accordance to the frequency and the resonance that is around, the resonating frequency that is around us. So it will garner a different experience, right? That's what we're moving into. So now you're moving in, even in pregnancy, you're moving into a different experience, even in pregnancy. So many people going to find themselves experiencing a different type of pregnancy, depending on, how your genome or your sacred geometry or your energetic value or your energetic imprint responds to the frequency. Very good. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. And that's another sign of the energy shifting, right? The change, the energetic change in consciousness, all of that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful that you feel happy. I am Goddess 369. That's a beautiful thing, right? We have to understand that, this whole entire aspect of being, although it seems so real and it garnered so many concerns as of what we experience, it was an experience that was moving from a low vibrational state of being that we were truly responsible for, because it came from creative energy frequencies and vibrations. It came from a level of consciousness. And even though how these experience was garnered into this reality was through deception, manipulation and lies, nevertheless, it's still manifested into this reality to create the experience. And it is the experience that we are ascending from. Okay, we are ascending from, and all that is connected to source energy will too ascend energetically in frequency, vibration, and in energetic value. The energies of their being will respond to the frequency change and the level of consciousness that comes along with that, right? We we are one. And until we get the gist of that, regardless of the level of circumstances that we've experienced, it's still our experience as a collective consciousness. And it's still going to be up to us as a collective consciousness in this shift to understand the new paradigm or the new energetic value that is going to garner a different experience. So that means we know that the experience exists, but as we ascend, we understand the value that comes along with that ascension to garner a different experience, all right? So I got to get in. It's pouring rain, but I got to get in. But peace to you guys. I love you guys immensely. I want you guys to have a beautiful day, for this is the day that we have made as a collective consciousness, so that we must be glad and rejoice in it. We no longer subscribe or can spiritually consent to the malevolent, deceptive, and manipulative aspect of being, in this lower aspect of being, through the level of consciousness. In this aspect of being, we are raising our frequency, we are raising our vibration, we're raising our energetic value that garners new experiences in a higher state of being, a higher level of consciousness. We're moving from those energetic values. We are of love. We are of unity consciousness, right? We are always in unity consciousness, but our ascension in unity consciousness is granting and garnering a different vibrational experience, right? That is what we're in right now, okay? We are moving into a beautiful state of being. Right? And that is what I put out all the time. I put that out all the time because that is the experience that I want to garner for myself in this space, in this level of consciousness, right? All right, so with that being said, you guys have an amazing, beautiful, beautiful day. It is a beautiful day in Zamunda, although we're getting rain, but rain is beautiful as well. Everything about us is beautiful. Everything about us is beautiful, right? Everything about all of us is beautiful, right? Those that are connected to source, because you got options. You have choices, right? And we just need the proper energetic value to support a different experience. And that's what we're going through right now. All right. So I love you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And until next time. All right. Love you. Later. Mwah. Later, fam.